Hello viewers, welcome to Elite Biology Learning. Every flower you see is actually a tiny factory making pollen, attracting insects, and creating new life. How does all this happen? In this video, we'll break down the structure and functions of a flower in the simplest and clearest way. Let's get started. What is a flower? A flower is the reproductive structure of angiosperms, flowering plants. It is a shoot modified for sexual reproduction. It bears the organs that produce male and or female gametes, allows pollination, enables fertilization, and then develops into fruit and seeds. Let's start learning the main parts of a flower. A flower has 4 important layers, and each layer has a job to do. Let's see them one by one. Most simple flowers are built from 4 concentric whorls of parts arranged on the receptacle, the tip of the pedicel. Pedicel. The stalk that holds the flower. Receptacle. The expanded tip of the pedicel where floral parts attach. Calyx, sepals. Outermost whorl. Usually green and leaf-like. Protects the developing bud. When sepals are colorful, look like petals, we call them petaloid sepals, example, lilium. Corolla, petals. Often bright and showy, attract pollinators by color, scent, shape. Petals may be fused, sympetalous, or free, polypetalous. Androecium, stamens, male. Each stamen is equal to filament, stalk, plus anther, pollen-producing sac. Anther usually has 2 lobes each with 2 pollen sacs, microsporangia. Stamens may be free or fused, example, fused filaments form a tube around the style. Gynoecium, pistil carpel, female. May be single, simple pistil, or multiple fused units, compound pistil. Each carpel has stigma, receptive, often sticky, where pollen lands. Style, tube that connects stigma to ovary. Ovary contains ovules, megasporangia, which become seeds after fertilization. Position of ovary relative to other parts, superior, half-inferior, or inferior. Floral symmetry, fusion, and arrangement terms. Actinomorphic, radial. Flower can be divided into similar halves along multiple planes, example, hibiscus. Zygomorphic, bilateral, one plane of symmetry, example, pea orchid. Asymmetric, no plane of symmetry, few species. Connation, fusion of similar floral parts, petals fused to form a corolla tube. Adnation, fusion between different whorls, example, stamens fused to corolla. Hypogynous, perigynous, epigynous, terms describing attachment of sepals petals stamens relative to ovary, useful to describe ovary position. Floral formula. Floral formula is a compact notation summarizing a flower's structure. Symbols show number of parts, fusion, symmetry, ovary position. Components K, calyx, C, corolla, A, Androecium, G, gynoecium. Example, a simple hypothetical formula, K5C5 a 5G3 means 5 sepals, 5 petals, 5 stamens, and a compound ovary of 3 fused carpels. Internal anatomy of a flower. Anther, male part. The anther contains microsporangia. Inside microsporangia, there are pollen mother cells. It is also called PMCs. PMCs undergo meiosis to form microspores. Microspores develop into pollen grains, which are the male gametophytes. Ovary, female part. The ovary contains ovules. Each ovule has integuments, nucellus, and a megaspore mother cell. It is also called MMC. MMC undergoes meiosis to form a megaspore. The functional megaspore develops into the megagametophyte, embryo sac. The embryo sac in most angiosperms is the 7-celled, 8-nucleate polygonum type. Placentation. Placentation is the arrangement of ovules inside the ovary. It shows where and how ovules are attached to the ovary wall and placenta. Different plants show different types of placentation, which also influences seed arrangement and sometimes the type of fruit formed. Reproduction, pollination, fertilization, seed and fruit formation. Pollination. Pollination is equal to transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. Agents. Biotic, insects, entomophily, birds, ornithophily, bats, chiropterophily, other animals. Abiotic, wind, anemophily, water, hydrophily. Pollination syndromes, suites of floral traits adapted to specific pollinators, color, scent, nectar, blooming time, shape. Pollen germination and pollen tube growth. Pollen grain hydrates on stigma, germinates, produces a pollen tube that grows through the style toward ovule guided by chemical cues. Pollen tube carries to male gametes, sperm cells. Double fertilization, unique to angiosperms. One male gamete fuses with egg zygote, embryo. The other male gamete fuses with two polar nuclei. Primary endosperm nucleus develops into endosperm, nutritive tissue for the embryo. Ovule develops into seed, ovary develops into fruit. Types of flowers and completeness. Complete flower has all 4 whorls, calyx, corolla, Androecium Gynoecium. Incomplete, missing one or more whorls, example, some grasses lack conspicuous corolla. Perfect, bisexual, both stamens and pistil present. Imperfect, unisexual, only male, staminate, or only female, pistillate, parts present, example, cucurbita. Plants can be monoecious or dioecious depending on distribution of sexes. Floral adaptations and specialized structures. Nectaries produce nectar to attract pollinators. Osmophores, scent-producing organs, fragrant flowers. Nectar guides, colored patterns directing pollinators to nectar pollen. Corona, extra-floral appendage, example, narcissus. Bracts, modified leaves around flowers that can be colorful, example, poinsettia. Adaptations to pollination type. Vine-pollinated flowers, small, reduced petals, exposed stamens, large feathery stigmas, example, grasses, many trees. Insect-pollinated flowers, colorful, scented, nectar, landing platforms. Bird-pollinated, tubular red flowers, little scent, abundant nectar. Bat-pollinated, large, white cream, odoriferous, open at night. Quick summary. A flower is the sexual organ of angiosperms composed of 4 main whorls, calyx, sepals, for protection, corolla, petals, for attraction, Androecium, stamens, producing pollen, male gametes. And gynoecium, carpels, housing ovules, female gametes. Pollination transfers pollen to stigma, pollen tubes deliver male gametes to the ovule, and double fertilization produces an embryo and endosperm. The ovule and ovary mature into seed and fruit respectively. Variations in structure reflect different pollination strategies and give rise to diverse fruit types. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more biology lessons.